this Saturday is UFC on ABC.
It's the second event on ABC, right?
Yep. The first one was that incredible Holloway fight, Holloway versus Qatar, when Holloway put on that performance.
Yeah.
Second UFC on ABC, and it was supposed to be Marvin Vettori versus Darren Till, and then like a week ago, Darren Till broke his collarbone and had to pull out. Now, stepping in is the trailblazer himself, Kevin Holland, who just fought Derek Brunson 3 weeks ago. And when Kevin Holland was like minus 170 in that fight, Brunson was plus 150. And, Brunson kept taking him down anyway. So literally, 3 weeks out from that last fight, he's stepping up to fight Marvin Vettori. What should we do? Go through the 4 main fights? How do you want to do it?
Let's start from the bottom.
Okay. So the first one I have is we're just going to do 4 fights, 4 best ones that stood out name-wise. Jim Miller, who's a legend in the sport we always like, is plus 185 versus Joe Selecki, minus 225. Jim Miller is getting up there in age. Joe Selecki is minus 225.
I didn't even put that one on my notes, to be honest. I'm
going to go with Jim Miller by decision.
Okay. I'll follow along with you. I didn't do my research on that one.
All right. And he's plus 185, but
yeah.
All right. The next fight, which I really like, is Mackenzie Dern, multiple jiu-jitsu world champion.
Right.
Coming off a great win in her last fight where she had to use her stand-up against the other jiu-jitsu girl, facing Nina Antarov, also known as Amanda Nunes' wife.
Do you want me to start?
Yeah.
Well, Mackenzie was 3-0 in 2020.
Is that what it was?
Yeah, with 2 submissions and 1 decision win.
Yep.
So she's 10-1. You said the odds are even for this fight?
Minus 110, minus 110.
Yeah, see, I have Mackenzie Dern by first round submission.
Ooh, I can't believe it's minus 110. Like, I'm throwing this in a bet for sure this weekend.
Right.
No matter what.
I'm kind of surprised that it's so close.
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. Did Nina...
What do they expect?
You should pull up Nina's last couple fights. I don't know if she won the last couple ones, but...
No, she hasn't. She's coming off a loss, actually.
Really?
Yeah. So I don't know what the odd makers are thinking.
I mean, to be honest with you, I'm going the same. I'm going to go Mackenzie Dern second round submission.
Okay. Yeah, I think, I might be mistaken with this one, but I think her 2 submission wins in 2020 were both in the first round.
Were they?
There's a knee bar and an arm bar.
That sounds right. She definitely had I remember the fight where she had some crazy knee bar.
I forget what
Mackenzie
percentage.
Dern is high-level IBJJF jiu-jitsu. And I want to get into the EUG from the Saturday, too, real quick after. But we'll do this real
I don't know what percentage of her victories have been submission, but it's pretty high for Mackenzie.
I mean, she has 11 fights, but yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so Dern, you're going Dern first round submission. I'm going Dern second round submission. That's a fight I might look at props, like specific props for that one. I like that one a lot.
Just straight. The odds seem
minus
like,
110.
I think they fucked up on that.
All right, the next one is Mike Perry, plus 155, who I did just see is training with Colby Covington. He went down to Colby Covington's gym, which is probably good training for him. Yeah. He's fighting Daniel Rodriguez, minus 175. I'm pretty sure Daniel Rodriguez trains out in Vegas. I could be mistaken.
Yeah, he's the 10th Planet guy.
10th Planet, is he? Yeah, so he's fighting Mike Perry. Again, Mike Perry's been down with Colby Covington. That's great training for Mike Perry. He needs someone like that, a real grinder.
And Mike Perry's Vinny's favorite fighter, too, by the way, if you weren't familiar. Mike Perry?
That's not true at all.
That's not your favorite fighter?
No, that's not true.
Vinny gets so hyped every time Mike Perry's on a fight card.
Mike Perry is an exciting fighter, but that's not true.
You love him.
But Mike Perry did just have a kid, though. I do feel he is the type of guy that might train a little bit harder once he has a kid, but I could be completely wrong. He also punched an old guy in the middle of a bar, too, so who knows. But
real quick on a side note, didn't John have a kid right before that fight with Adesanya? I think he had a newborn.
Jan Blachowicz?
Yeah, see, that's kind of swaying me because I never like betting against guys that just have kids.
Yeah.
Same thing with Cowboy Cerrone when he had Danger. He came in and beat the shit out of.
He's like minus 650 in his next fight against Diego Sanchez. They're doing Cowboy versus Diego Sanchez.
Wow,
coming up. We'll get to that. We'll talk about when it comes. But I've never seen Cowboy minus 650 in forever.
Wow.
But yeah, he did. Donald did beat Mike Perry too back in the day. Mm-hmm. Not even back in the day, a couple years ago. So Mike Perry, Daniel Rodriguez. Who you got?
I train with 10th Planet. I'm always going 10th Planet. So I got Daniel Rodriguez by submission in the second round.
Okay. I'm going
by submission in the third round.
Submission in the third round?
Yeah.
I'm going with Mike Perry.
Your favorite fighter?
First round TKO. Boom.
Okay, cool. Now the main event.
All right, main event. We have Marvin. I don't even know if his nickname is the Italian Stallion Vettori. I know he's from Italy, though. Marvin Vettori minus 325 versus Kevin Holland plus 250. 5-round fight. Marvin Vettori trains at King's MMA with Kelvin Gastelum and those guys. Rafael Cordero is his head coach. Kevin Holland plus 250. It's an interesting fight. I mean, Kevin Holland was the favorite. He was 5-0 last year. He had a lot of hype, and then Derek Brunson beat him. Yeah. This is an interesting fight. Vettori's been on a roll at minus 325. I'm going to go with Kevin Holland by decision.
Wow. Boom. Damn, that's how you feel? Well, this one's kind of hard for me. I mean, Vettori's last loss was against Adesanya by split decision.
We watched it at Spiro's house.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember that, but that was at Nana's apartment.
And the thing is, Kevin Holland he's only had one 5-round fight, and that was against Derek Brunson, which he lost by unanimous decision.
The thing is, Vettori won't take him down, so that's a good thing. You know, he kept getting taken down, so this will be a stand-up fight. But Vettori's crisp on his feet.
The thing, I watched Chael Sonnen's breakdown on it, and he was kind of saying that Kevin Holland was more comfortable in his ground game to the point where he's kind of letting Derek Brunson take him down.
He thought he
could make something happen with that. Yeah. So that's the thing. He doesn't have too many fights. He's only had one other fight that was a 5-round fight, and I don't know. I don't see it happening. I have Vettori by decision.
Okay. I might do a Dern Holland.
And did you say the odds for that? It's minus 325 Vettori.
Vettori, Holland plus 250.
Kevin Holland. It's short notice. You know,
exactly.
Vettori's been training for going 5
Vettori was right
rounds.
on the cusp. The winner of this Till Vettori was probably going to get a title shot. Adesanya kept saying he wants Till. That's who he wanted. Mm-hmm. He was pushing that, but because he already fought Vettori.
Right.
But now
the thing is, Kevin Holland's last fight I think was like 20 days ago or something.
It
was fairly recently. Yeah. So I mean, he is trained, but it's a different. You know. He's been training for a 5-round fight. He hasn't had to go 5 rounds in the octagon other than the Derek Brunson
20
fight.
Days ago, but if any guy can turn around and make something happen, it's Kevin Holland. And I just see this fight being closer than those odds. So for the sake of the odds, I like the Kevin Holland plus 250.
Okay, and I'm gonna go Marvin Vettori by decision.
All right, and we haven't been doing a bet of the whole parlay. My bet, I'm gonna throw a bet out there, and then I'm taking a shot here. I'm gonna do a 2-team parlay. Mackenzie Dern minus 110 to make it fun. I'm gonna throw Kevin Holland plus 250. 2-team parlay.
Okay, I think the smartest bet is just going Mackenzie Dern straight. I think that's almost a lock. But if I'm gonna do a parlay, I'm gonna do Mackenzie Dern, Marvin Vettori. I think that's actually a really good bet. I'd stay away from that Mike Perry fight because, like Vinny said, Mike Perry could just knock him out in the first round or something. But I definitely feel really comfortable about that Mackenzie Dern fight. I really don't see it going any other way. So.
Yeah, don't get twisted. Mike Perry could get worn out for 3 rounds too.
Yeah, so that's why I have him losing by decision. But that's that one I feel like is a little untouchable because anything can happen in that one. But I feel very confident in Mackenzie Dern. So smartest bet is Mackenzie Dern straight.
Okay, that's it for UFC on ABC this Saturday, April 10th. Before that, 3 days before that, we'll go into that one, the one on TNT.
Sure.
Okay. The one on TNT is the Asian MMA organization has their first American event on TNT, which is a big deal, and I think it's actually
in Singapore, right?
It's in Singapore, yep.
Yeah.
But it's actually after AEW, which is like the competitor of WWE. So at AEW, and then one on TNT is coming out. It's headlined by Demetrius Mighty Mouse Johnson taking on Adriana Moraes, who's Adriana Moraes is plus 425. Mighty Mouse is minus 600. Do you know the thing that
I saw minus 1,000?
You saw more?
Most
okay.
recently.
I wrote it down like 5
plus
6 days
600, ago. Minus 1,000, Mighty Mouse. And then plus 600.
More of the story, Mighty Mouse is a big old favorite.
Yeah.
But I want to tell you something, too, that I've been looking, just was seeing a lot of Ben Askren stuff. Do you remember Mighty Mouse? Ben Askren was in one. Mighty Mouse was in UFC. They traded. UFC traded Mighty Mouse
for Ben
Askren.
Damn.
And Ben Askren
bad trade,
UFC.
huh?
Well, funny trade. But Ben Askren was undefeated at that point. You know, he had a lot of
Well,
hype.
I mean, obviously hindsight's 2020, but now seeing
and also Mighty Mouse didn't
retired.
sell anything for the UFC, so he was like,
that was
why they didn't.
I mean, the small guys don't really sell.
Yeah. But anyway, I just want to throw that little nugget in. We've been looking at a lot of the Ben Askren stuff for the boxing fight with
Jake Paul.
And so, but anyway, and then the other one in the co-main event is Eddie the Underground King Alvarez, ex-UFC lightweight champion, taking on Yuri Lupakis. That one I have Alvarez minus 240, Yuri Lupakis plus 190.
There's another fight in there.
There's
another headline fight. Do you not know which one?
I just
pull that up real quick. You give your breakdown.
Okay, so Alvarez, Yuri Lupakis. Unfortunately, I don't know much about Yuri Lupakis, and I am a big Eddie Alvarez fan. He's, Eddie Alvarez, Frankie Edgar, all those New Jersey, Philadelphia guys I've always loved. That being the case, Moraes versus Johnson. He's pulling this up real quick.
Here we go. Yeah, this right here, this Rodtang. I'm not even gonna try to push that name, but I've been seeing a lot of advertisements for this card, and it's just of this Rodtang guy.
I think that's a straight striking match.
Oh, is it? Oh,
I
okay,
think
my
it's
bad.
no, it's on the card though. But
It's a catch weight.
I think it's a Muay Thai fight, and he's like supposed to be one of the best Muay Thai fighters.
Yeah, there's videos on him on Instagram just eating shots, just staring at the guys, just staring at him while he's eating shots. Like that's what they've been promoting on Instagram and YouTube and stuff. That's why.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's like one of the best Muay Thai fighters in the world or kickboxers in the world, something like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm gonna go just out of respect. I love Eddie Alvarez, even though these guys are always tough. From Moldova, Yuri Lapicus, he looks tough. The picture's making me a little worried. Alvarez getting a little older, but I got Alvarez by decision.
Okay. Yeah, like you said, Eddie Alvarez is 37 now, but this Yuri Lapicus guy has only fought 2 guys with a positive record.
Okay.
So he's fought only bums, basically. Like they showed the overall of his competitors, and it was like 55-77 overall record. So he's fought absolutely no one. What was that?
Did you catch his record or no?
It's good, but he's fought bums. It's like 12-1, 11-1, something like that. But he hasn't fought anyone. He's 24, I think, too. He's fairly young. Okay. I think Eddie Alvarez knocks him out in the first round.
Ooh.
So he's older. Like I honestly was like, when I was preparing to give my prediction, I was gonna say Eddie's too old, but this kid hasn't fought anyone. He's gonna daddy him first round knockout.
Where's Moldova? I've never heard of Moldova.
I feel
that they just made it. That one was just like they just made up in the last 4 years.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Look, what if people from Moldova?
Yeah, Moldova, yeah, literally.
Jesus
It's like when
Christ.
the Soviet Union broke up. It's like Moldova, Russia, Dagestan.
Let's go to the next fight.
Adriano Moraes, who is the flyweight champion, is defending his belt versus Demetrius Mighty Mouse Johnson, who's a 10-1 favorite.
Yeah.
Not much of a deep dive here.
I
got Mighty Mouse by second round submission.
I got Mighty Mouse by decision, like every other fight.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, that was our big one on TNT. That's it. But one on TNT this Wednesday. Hopefully we have this out by Wednesday if my brother's computer. He's got this real old. He built this shit like 12 years ago. So who knows?
I have a fire computer. For anyone who knows shit, I have a 980. This shit renders, But when you make an hour and a half podcast, it takes time to render.
Ideally, this podcast is up by Tuesday morning.
It'll be up by Tuesday morning.
Spotify says we're up Tuesday. I think the last one we got it like Thursday night. But again, it's this guy's computer is ancient.
It's never been that old. It's never been that late. It's always Tuesday.
Yeah.
It's always Tuesday.
Anyway, so what do we want to do? I have a couple little UFC things, and I know you want to get in the John Jones thing.
Yeah.
Honestly, there's small UFC things. So it's just the fact that Nate Diaz is fighting Leon Edwards. Super excited for that.
Yeah.
Nate Diaz, the return of Nate Diaz. We have a bunch of cards that are naming fights from the Gilbert Burns, Stephen Thompson that you showed. Mm-hmm. That's 264. Another one just popped up. Bilal Muhammad's fighting Damian Maia on 263. And then they just signed the deal for Poirier McGregor in July. The trilogy.
Right.
Big money fights.
A lot of fights coming. Yeah. A lot of exciting things.
And we'll get into those when the breakdowns come. The only other thing that stood out to me was that Alexander Volkanovski, Brian Ortega fight got scrapped just for them to now be the Ultimate Fighter coaches. That'll be an excellent season. Tough 29. Volkanovski,
that was
Ortega
a good move.
Are coaches.
That was a really
love
good
that.
Move. Yeah.
So that'll be fun building up for that fight. I'm sure then that fight's going to push back to the summer. Yeah. Maybe on that July card. They'll probably throw that on the co-main with Poirier and McGregor would be my bet.
That's a good prediction right there.
Volkanovski.
They're going to load up that card.
Volkanovski, Ortega, 145 co-main. That's going to be great. So, anyway, those are the other two things, UFC. And